Broken homes, cancer, abuse, deaths, and a nihilistic and all-encompassing sense of debilitating loneliness, I thought this was a comedy show. Hey guys, I'm Rebecca from WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 saddest South Park moments.
I'm going to get out of the car now, Butters. I want you to stay put with your seatbelt fastened.
Oh, well, all right, Mom. Okay, then.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Just so you know, we're not going to be including any moments from the movie, nor are we including any tributes to cast members who passed away, tear-jerking though they may be. Also, beware of spoilers. All right, grab the tissues. Let's see what Trey Parker and Matt Stone have in store for us. Number 10, Beautiful Sadness.
No thanks. I love life. Huh? But you just got dumped.
In spite of all its crude humor and persistent attempts to offend anyone and everyone, South Park still contains some undeniably sweet and even philosophical moments. One of these comes at the end of the episode Raisins, which follows Stan as he sinks into a depression after being dumped by Wendy, after which he joins the Goth Kids. But when Butters is also dumped, he tells Stan and the Goths that no matter how sad he is, he's still happy that something could make him feel that way. This is because it means that he felt something really good before. Wise words, Butters. Wise words.
So I have to take the bad with the good. So I guess what I'm feeling is like a beautiful sadness. I guess that sounds stupid.
Yeah. Number 9. Wendy uses Photoshop.
This is a fantasy, you moron! You ever heard of Photoshop?
Over the years, Wendy has taken up a lot of causes and stands on a lot of soapboxes, often succeeding at making her voice heard. But not this time. She aims to stop the trend of young girls photoshopping images of themselves after the other 4th graders jump on the bandwagon, but to no avail. With the boys all fooled by the obviously fake pictures, Wendy becomes increasingly frustrated until she's finally forced to give up. We see her abandon her mission and tearfully Photoshop her own picture, sending it out to the other kids right before the credits roll. Talk about disheartening. Number 8. The Mountain Lion's Death. Woodland Critter Christmas is probably the most unfamily-friendly Christmas special to ever air, featuring a satanic cult of Disney-esque animals trying to birth their savior, the Antichrist. Stan becomes their unwitting assistant when he's sent out to slay a mountain lion who keeps killing pregnant members of the critters. After Stan murders the lion, which seems like the right thing to do at the time, a trio of lion cubs crawls out of the cave to mourn their mother.
Mommy? Mommy!
Stan is just as horrified as the audience by what he's done, as the orphaned lions sob uncontrollably over their dead parent.
The tiny cubs all gathered together and cried, all alone in the world because their mother had died.
Number 7. Cancer.
We got a lot of work to do and not much time to do it in.
Who are you?
In one of the show's most polarizing episodes, Stan finds himself coaching a hockey team of kindergartners. While this might sound relatively simple, problems arise when one player, Nelson, has terminal cancer. Nelson's fate apparently hinges on the team, as he begs Stan to let him see them win just one match.
Well then, will you just win for me?
At the end of the episode, pro hockey team the Colorado Avalanche nobly step aside and let the kids finish their game against the Detroit Red Wings. Unfortunately, the Red Wings are just as brutal with the preschoolers as they were with the pro team. And Nelson, watching the game from his hospital bed, dies. Can you say bleak?
No hope. No hope.
Number 6. Butters' very own episode.
All right, Mom. I'm all done wrapping Dad's anniversary present for you.
Butters embodies the innocence and naivete you'd expect from a 4th grader. And while all the other boys get progressively jaded, he's largely remained the same old Butters. But his optimism is undercut by the tragedy of his home life, his closeted gay father, and an increasingly unhinged mother. In Butters' very own episode, Mrs. Stotch seemingly drowns Butters, and then she and her husband go to great lengths to cover up her crime until Butters finds his way back home. Awful as it is, it's clear that they do love their son at least a little, proven by Linda Stotch's heartfelt emotional breakdown when Butters fakes his own death in season 9.
No, Butters!
Number 5. Grandpa Marsh's Alzheimer's.
I got a present for my grandson. Come here, Billy.
Stan's grandpa's forgetfulness has been played for laughs frequently throughout the show. But in later seasons, it becomes much more upsetting when we finally learn he's been diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. He just can't keep straight who's who anymore, always calling Stan Billy and commenting about how Shelley is still just a baby, until Stan reminds him that she's actually 13.
She's just a baby after all.
She's not a baby, Grandpa. She's 13.
But the most bittersweet moment comes in Cash for Gold, when he reminisces about a dog named Patches that he once loved, but whose appearance he can no longer recall.
Thought I'd always have the memory of her slobbering happy face. I can't remember what she looked like, Billy.
So Stan gives him a framed photo of Patches and his younger self so he'll always remember. Talk about a tearjerker.
Thank you, Billy. That means a lot.
Number 4. Kenny and Karen.
No, my babies! Don't take my babies!
You're hurting my arm!
My babies!
Of the core cast, Kenny is the one whose home life we see the least of. Sadly, the McCormick kids are a lower priority to their parents than their addiction to crystal meth, which eventually results in the kids being taken away and fostered. Though it's hard on all 3 kids. It's the youngest, Karen, who suffers the most. She's both bullied at school and neglected at home. In The Poor Kid, Kenny becomes Karen's guardian angel, donning his Mysterion getup to comfort her in times of need. Then, in a later episode, we see Kenny work tirelessly at City Walk, all to save up enough money to buy his sister a doll.
Wow.
Number 3. Chef's Death.
Night, Chef!
When Isaac Hayes left the show after taking issue with its mockery of Scientology, Parker and Stone were forced to find a way to write his beloved character Chef out of the episodes. They did this with an episode about Chef joining the Super Adventure Club, a pedophile cult-like group. While the boys try to rescue Chef from his brainwashing, the rope bridge he's crossing is struck by lightning and breaks, with Chef ending up impaled on a branch in the ravine below. He miraculously survives this, at least until a mountain lion and a grizzly bear show up and rip him brutally to pieces. Yeah, a brutal goodbye.
Oh my God. They killed Chef.
Number 2. The end of You're Getting Old.
People get older, Randy. People grow apart.
Meant to reflect Trey Parker and Matt Stone's own fears of getting older, Stan has an existential crisis when he turns 10. This leads to him thinking everything looks and sounds like shit, and his friends stop hanging out with him after he becomes such a bummer. Things only get worse when his parents fight and decide to get a divorce.
Because I'm unhappy, okay? I've been unhappy for a long time.
I'm unhappy too.
The episode ends with a montage of Stan, Shelley, and Sharon moving out on their own and leaving Randy behind, while Fleetwood Mac's Landslide plays in the background. Even more upsetting is the fact that this was a mid-season finale, meaning that fans had to wait months for a resolution. Number 1. Kenny's Death for Real.
Kitty can't die! Kitty can't die!
Kenny has died a lot, but never quite like this. With the show looking to kill off a major character, Kenny was lined up for the chopping block after Parker and Stone said they were running out of original ideas for his many deaths. The result was an episode that directly tackles the loss of a close friend and its impact, especially on young children. Kenny's illness and deterioration are enough to move even Eric Cartman to tears, while Stan eventually refuses to visit Kenny anymore because it becomes too upsetting.
I can't see him like that, Kyle. All those hoses and wires. He's a kid, dude. He's supposed to be running around and laughing.
It actually looked like Kenny was gone for good, as he didn't appear again until the finale of the following season.
Oh no. No. He just stopped breathing and it was over. But I didn't get to see him.
Wow. I did not expect to have this many feelings watching South Park. Butters is literally the most tragic character on television. Come at me. Anyway, maybe these other clips can help cheer you up. Check them out.